Guys, so today we're going to keep going on with our scatterplots, and we're going to be talking about how we're using our graph or our scatterplot in order to make predictions when we are reading it, okay? So to start off our presentation today, it's just going to start off with what we've done the last 2 days. What do we already know? So right here we have our positive association with our positive slope, whereas our x increases, so does our y. So our x is increasing, and so are our y values. We have our negative association, which is our negative slope. I'm hoping we all remember that. Whereas our x increases, our y is decreasing. And then our no association, there's no trend between it. Okay, I apologize. My dog is deciding we're gonna play right now. So I'm very sorry. All right, so over here, we have our linear and nonlinear. What I like to tell the kids in my class is, guys, look at this word to help you. Linear, I know it sounds a little funny when we're saying it out loud, but it has the word line in it, okay? So if we're looking at this, it says line in the word linear. Use this to help you because all of our linear graphs are following along a line. As straight or unstraight my lines may be, there's still a line. Over here we have our nonlinear, which are really following more of a curved pattern. There's no real straight line about them, and so it's making a non-linear line, or a non-linear graph, I'm sorry. So it's a non-line, basically. And then right here. So this is really what's going to kick off our lesson today. The most important thing for us to know about our scatter plots is that they are first and foremost used to help us make predictions that's the whole point of scatter plots actually. We're using them to make our predictions as we're reading our graph. So when we're starting off on this slide, we want to go ahead and we want to follow the steps on this slide because it'll help us as we go through the rest of our assignment. So you want to go through this and we want to look. What do we, look at our scatter plot, find the trend, find the pattern that we're following. What kind of correlation is being shown? Is it a positive, negative, or is there no correlation shown? Well, looking back from what we already know, we see a positive slope right here. So we're gonna go ahead, we're just gonna drag our oval around positive. Right there, looks good. Okay, so step 2 is telling us that we need to follow the trend or the pattern that's being shown. So if we look, we're following this trend and it's starting down here and it's moving its way up the graph, okay? It's moving its way up. So today what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna keep following this trend. We're gonna be following this line that our trend is making to try to figure out which point is going to come next. We're making our prediction about what is going to come next for us. So if you look, we have points A, B, C, and D. Well, right away we can go ahead and we can start crossing off some points. We know point D can't be our next point on our scatter plot. It's not following our pattern that we've already seen. Same with point C, it's too low. So it narrows down point A and point B. Whereas they're both pretty good choices. If you look, point A is just a little bit higher than where our line is taking us when we follow our trend or our pattern. So that means B would be our best choice. So that takes us to step 4. We're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna answer it. So it says after working 6 hours, we can find that on our x-axis. We have our hours worked. So after working 6 hours, follow it up, which point shows what grade you would have a chance of getting. So if you follow it up, that would give us point B. So go ahead, take your circle, drag it around point B. And that's really that's really all that we're gonna be doing today. Okay, so as you go through the rest of your slides, you have slides 6, 7, 8, and 9, where you're going to be going through and you're going to be filling in information that we've already been talking about. Tell us what our title of our graph is, what the label of our x-axis is. Remember, your x-axis is always horizontal. Your y-axis is always vertical. So go ahead and write down your labels for those. What kind of correlation are you seeing? A positive, a negative, no correlation? Is it linear? Is it nonlinear? And then do what we did before. Try to follow that line that you're seeing with your pattern. What is going to come next? And then just drag your oval over the correct color that matches the dot that you chose. So after you complete these 4 practices, you can come here to slide 10, click on the check mark to check your work. Make sure you submit your assignment and go ahead and do your exit ticket in Schoology as well. If you have any questions at all, make sure you ask your teachers, okay? Bye, guys.